Hey, hello.
Hello, back with this again.
Guess who's still alive somehow?
What, you? I mean,
That's right, Tom.
oh, okay.
You don't want to know what dark miracles I had to do to pull that off.
Even I don't know what dark miracles he did.
Yeah, the mind wiping will do that. Anyway, we're continuing with the whole happy thing because life is pain, much like that fucking wasp from yesterday.
Wasps,
I
the
say
asshole
yesterday.
of the
It
insect
didn't
world.
die until today.
Oh, wow.
Thought it was dead. It fell behind my dresser. Then earlier, like while I'm just in my bed, it's just like it lands on my fucking knee
Oh.
and then goes under the in the little because like positioned in a way I had my knees propped up,
Mm-hmm.
and then blanket draped over like one of the knees.
Uh-huh.
It
And
goes under the blanket,
I was about to say, oh, no.
still on my knee.
Oh.
Like,
That's lovely.
okay, let's see how long this goes. Me tapping on the chair was not an invitation to bother me. Eventually comes back out, then goes back in,
Mm-hmm.
and then finally comes out and gets on top of the blanket, at which point I flipped the fucking blanket and went for where the wasp fairy was.
Mm-hmm.
Because, nope, fuck that. And now both the needy bastards are in here.
Yeah.
Scritch, scratch, scritch. Will you
Remember,
stop trying to climb on me? You are not a lapdog.
I remember my sister one time had a wasp or yellow jacket, I don't remember which, fly down her shirt and sting her, I think, 3 times.
Ow.
And yeah, no, that was, and she was, I don't remember how old she was, but she was young. And it was like one of those things. It's like I saw that, and it's like, well, I don't know how I can deal with that. So what I ended up doing was her shirt was a little loose, so I used kind of a whiplash, sent the wasp out from underneath her shirt, and then stepped on it. But the damage was done. But even so, that was just.
I mean, I'll
terrible.
definitely say the thing overall hurt less than whenever I got fucking stung by a harvester ant last year.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like an immediate stab and then like a few minutes of fucking pain.
Mm-hmm.
Harvester ants, because this was like a fucking recording day if memory serves, and I even told you about this shit.
Mm-hmm. I think I remember it.
It's 4 hours of a dull pounding pain.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It stung me between the toes, and it felt like someone smacked me in the foot with a hammer.
Yeah, I remember you talking about this. It was just. Oof.
So like the initial sting was worse than the harvester ant, but the overall pain was not.
Meanwhile, the worst I've had is I stepped on a dead bee when I was little, and I've had an irrational fear of stinging insects ever since.
I once ended up just fucking trampling through a fucking fire ant hill.
Yeah, I've done that as well. There was a sandbox I had when I was little. I was playing it. It turns out there were some fire ants that had made a super nest there. I got bit, I think, 12 times. That was fire ants, nasty things. Luckily, they're
entire fucking legs coated.
Yeah, that's just. That was one of the things I remember watching in 6th grade. There was a guy who was like talking about a myth. It's like, do fire ants bite all at one time? And to prove this myth, he stuck his hand into a thing of fire ants and had them crawl all over him, and they bit him multiple times. And no, they don't bite at the same time. Holy shit! Who would have fucking thought?
Why would they bite at the same time?
I don't know. It was like a Mythbuster thing. Like apparently it was people would say it's like, oh, fire ants bite at the same time when they swarm on you. And I had never heard that before. But my teacher insisted. She's like, oh yeah, this is a thing, and he's going to prove this wrong. And it was like, it was interesting because you got to learn about fire ants. And that was the one. That was one where I saw it's like the fire ants decapitating the dragonfly. That was really interesting. But like, even so, it was like, oh, okay.
Harvester ants will also fucking do that, which, there are people out there who seem to think that they are the same thing. They are not. Fire ants are small and red. Harvester ants are, pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
Like a dull red, and they also get their name because of the fact that they'll basically clear out a patch of land
Oh,
So
wow.
around their nest is just this circular patch of bare dirt, hence the name harvester ant.
Oh, wow.
Because they harvest.
Mm-hmm. That's really interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, wow. This really tells you just how we feel about this fucking creepypasta.
Yeah, let's get something more painful than fire ant bites.
We're on October 23rd, 2011. Today I am going to try and answer a massive question about Happy Appy. Why does Happy Appy murder kids?
They always ask why does Happy Appy, but they never ask how is Happy Appy.
How is Happy Appy? They always ask why Happy Appy, why, but they never ask how is Happy Appy. Just why does he murder kids? No. Seemed fun at the time.
Well, I might have an answer to the question for once.
I always get stuck in the seat in front of the kid anytime I fly. So yeah, these little bastards have it coming. Won't stop kicking my seat. You ever been in a movie theater with one of the little bastards?
A few times.
Anyway.
You see, after I went to the employee's house where Forensic was at, I had two ideas. Did Forensic kill the employee, or is Forensic the employee? What is this? I think the most likely answer is the latter. Another question arises. Who exactly is Forensic? Well, I can say a few things about this question. It's not Kevin Christensen, Tristan Ye, or possibly Jim Forrester.
Well, no, they're dead.
Also, I can't
Those people are dead.
Also, I can't really confirm Forensic's identity. You might be saying that the decapitated arm has has Forensic's blood on it in his finger.
Wouldn't disembodied be the proper word there?
Yes, it would be. That's what gave me pause.
Decapitated typically means that it is without a head, which I guess a disembodied arm would technically be decapitated, as it no longer has a head. Yeah, but am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong, but at the same time, fuck you, shut up. This story.
Just decapitated him. Fucking hell.
It's a lovely term.
Just ended up getting like fucking 2 notifications at once. It's like, I don't fucking care. Cool that fucking Ego Raptors decided that he's just going to live stream himself opening Magic the Gathering card packs, but I don't care. We still need to fucking find a time to go out to a fucking card shop.
Figure that. Possibly not next week, but the week after that. We'll see. Depending.
The other option would be like after you get off of work on a day that you're not completely fucking spent, but
that's going to be a difficult one, but I will.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
I guess just keep me posted for that, if that.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, it's not that. That wasn't planned. You see, I didn't keep the arm. Pussy. Fucking hell. I'm just in a fucking spicy mood today. I made the foolish mistake of leaving it at the summer camp.
Oh, okay.
Just the idea of like someone life or death situation. I'm gonna keep this fucking arm. That's what I'm gonna do.
Who wouldn't?
People who don't do vulture culture. Let's see what the fuck. Even if I did keep it, Forensic keeps coming back, meaning that there could be a lot of people posing as him. Did he die?
Maybe.
So, what did the last paragraph have to do with the question?
If you have to answer this question, you're not doing it right. Ask the question. If you have to ask this question, you're not doing it right.
Honestly, I think like the only way it could have been done well is absolute fuck all. I just kind of went off on a tangent there. I apologize.
That would have been funny.
But then again, that's more like how I write characters. Mostly because apparently all characters I write have my habit of just going off on fucking topics that have nothing to do with what they were actually talking about.
Ever golfed an 18-hole game?
Apparently every character I've ever written has adopted my ADD. Well, Forensic might have edited the episodes to show those horrifying scenes. I
still am waiting for the answer to what the last paragraph had to do with the question.
Happy killing kids?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Why do kids enjoy the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch? It makes sense if Forensic was an employee, since he would have access to the props and the tapes. Because of this, more questions arise.
Excuse me. 1. Why did Forensic go crazy? 1. Why are there not a lot of survivors of Happy Appy? 1. How did the studio burn down? Did Forensic do it? That's 2 questions. You should have made another 1.
No. It's more like whenever you get like a question on like a test and it's like, why did this happen? Explain.
Exactly. It should be 2 different questions.
Maybe just trust me on my answer. That's what I'm talking about. Don't question me. Also, I know, like, this is a whole troll thing, but there is still just something uncomfortable at the question of, why did he go crazy? I mean, for one, like, I'm not even sure you could technically even fucking call, like, criminal insanity on the character of Forensic in court, because he is shown to be someone who understands the ramifications of what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's even ignoring the fact that, like, just calling someone crazy kind of just does not help.
Yeah.
Does not help the problem. If anything, it makes it worse.
Yeah, it's just like, let's provoke the thing that's very dangerous right now. Maybe.
Well, even
maybe
like the whole thing of like just classifying something as crazy just doesn't help any actual underlying mental issues that might be there. It's kind of why it's typically a good idea to just like avoid using that label.
Why did Forensic go crazy, though? I'm curious.
I don't know, predisposition to schizophrenia?
I was just going to say because the story needed him to, but yeah, that works
that too. That too. It's mostly that one, honestly. Here are my guesses to the answers to the questions, and they will change if I get more evidence. 1. This sounds weird, but maybe he's John Wilkinson. Wait, is this supposed to be in order?
I don't know.
Why did he go crazy? You see, he's John Wilkinson.
Okay.
This makes sense, actually. John Wilkinson had schizophrenia, and as you all know, killed children at his summer camp. The only problem is that he was chubby, while Forensic is very skinny. However, things can change. I mean, anyone who's seen The Mechanist knows that for sure, but okay.
People change.
That fucking movie, holy shit. 1. Maybe Forensic killed them. Seems plausible. because I can say that 4 people related to Happy Appy died, other than the countless amounts of children. 1. I think Forensic may have burned the studio down for reasons I don't know about. Pyromania is a thing. Maybe that's just how he gets off.
That is a possibility. Oh, there's some lightning.
He also burned down your house. I've been hearing thunder for the past few hours.
Mm-hmm. Oh, alrighty.
Anyway, your line.
Yeah, October 24th, 2011. Today, Jim Forrester, who is surprisingly still alive, told me the names of more people who helped work on Happy Appy, which puts me a bit closer to whom Forensic could be.
I feel like this John Wilkinson thing is completely, disconnected. It's like, again, I understand that this is meant to be bad, but it still frustrates me as to why the fuck is this here?
Mm.
Also, Jim Forrester, the name just makes me think of Mystery Science Theater.
Mm-hmm.
First, there's Tristan Drews, the man who created the last designs of the Happy Appy puppet. After hearing about the string of deaths associated with people who worked on Happy Appy, Tristan went into hiding. He's still alive, but he goes under a different identity. Bark. Also, then he's not keeping his identity secret very well, if you know he's still alive. Secondly, there's John Tresty, the man who created the music for Happy Appy. He was a musician who specialized in keyboard synthesizers and song production. After releasing the debut album Hidalgo, which to this day is hard to find, he was called to work on Happy Appy's title theme.
Isn't the title theme just something complete?
Yeah,
that, whatever.
Yeah, the Mary Had a Little Lamb thing.
Okay. All right, whatever. I'm not gonna get worked up over that. It's like, okay, if you work with synthesizers and keyboards, you could have been a little more creative, but this is a fictional thing. I'm not gonna get worked up over it.
It's also meant to be bad, so I'm pretty sure that's just supposed to be wait, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Although some parts of the story of the creation of the theme are missing. John basically got 5 kindergarten students and had the kids sing the Happy Appy lyrics. After that, he made the back-end synthesizer track, combined the two, and previewed the result to Nickelodeon.
I mean, that is typically how you make music, yes.
Nickelodeon approved the theme song, and John kept his job due to Hidalgo being a failure to sell. He's also still alive. Finally, there's John Wilkinson. Yes, I'm not lying. John Wilkinson actually worked on Happy Appy. He wrote 3 of the episodes for the TV series. I swear, I really think Forensic isn't John Wilkinson, but because he's schizophrenic, killed people, and worked on Happy Appy does not help.
That man has a psychological dysfunction. Therefore, he must be evil.
This story, man. Like, seriously.
After all, we all know the reason why I kill people is my face blindness.
That's, good to know.
October 25th, 2011. Today, I was sent in the mail a DVD called Happy Appy's bonus feature. However, when I tried to play the disc, it didn't work at all. The entire video was static, and the audio consisted of 5 swooshes and a weird voice. I tried to decode the weird noise, and after a half an hour of playing with various audio tools, the weird noise turned out to be a kid talking to the listener.
Should I read these next 3 lines, or do we want to rotate on them?
Read them.
Okay. Don't trust Happy Appy. He has friends that will murder you. Never come with him into his van.
Thank you. Very helpful.
I feel much more enlightened now that I know that information. I
didn't know that he was going to murder me before.
Yeah, it's fuck this story, man.
So much thunder right now.
Mm-hmm.
October 26, 2011. Someone sent me a video of the first part of the true Happy Appy movie. Apparently the movie I owned was either fake or a really long episode. What the fuck?
Okay then.
What? You're lied.
Yeah, give me a sec. I'm just mentally recovering here. Hang on.
From what? The fucking child's note or what I just had to read?
Just what you had to read. It's just like, this is really stupid, and it's finally starting to really just get to me.
A bad retcon? A bad retcon?
Yeah, okay.
And you thought DC was bad at retcons.
The movies,
and Marvel, honestly, both of them.
Yeah, superhero comics in general. Movie started up with a different opening. The song playing was the opening song of 2001: A Space Odyssey.
But why though?
It's a
good
sound.
I'm trying to remember it, but all I can think of is the Godzilla theme.
Yeah, it was the Hey, the logo said Noggin presents the Happy Appy movie. The first scene of the movie had Happy in his long coat putting a bandage on a cut that was on a girl's arm. Today I'm scared, Lily.
Long coat?
I don't know. Today I'm scared, Lily.
How does an apple wear a coat?
I don't know. How is an apple happy? Said Happy.
Because it was cursed with sentience.
But it would be miserable if that was the case.
Most things are.
Lily asked why, but Happy just said, he is coming and no one can stop him. I wondered who exactly the person Happy mentioned was. Was it forensic? Oh no, I'm curious. I'm at the edge of my seat. 7 other kids came running over, and in the background, policemen were running over to the playground where Happy and the kids were.
Forgive me for making this reference. No, it's Zolgo. Oh, fuck, I feel dirty just for doing that one. Also, do you know how they did? It was one of those, like, classic creepypasta things. Basically, it was like a weird, like, eldritch, like, horror thing that would make its presence known through comics.
Oh, okay.
If you ever look up, like, the whole Zolgo thing, that's, like, what the whole thing was.
Okay.
It actually was just kind of it weirdly enough sounds like the idea of an SCP or some shit. Just all of a sudden, like, comics changing to, like, do that. Because it would be, like, starts off one panel all right, then, like, he comes. It would be, like, all of a sudden one of the things one of the characters was saying is, like, the art just got fucking weird. But...
Seems like an interesting idea. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was at very least an interesting idea, and that weird, like, text that I sometimes use from time to time, the term for that typically used is Zolgo text, because that's what would happen to, like, the text in the comics and shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This weird, like, corrupted look to it. That's besides the point of what I was initially going to say. Do you know how they did like, the original, like, Godzilla roar sound?
No, I don't. How did they do that?
It was a glove covered in resin, like, dragged across the strings of a guitar.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And so it's just like, and the whole thing is like the original sound was like recorded on like fucking like old like film stock. And so like that shit is never like brought out, so everything you hear after that is like just a copy of it, because like each time you would use like the original, it would degrade slightly, and the last time it was brought out was for the first Legendary Godzilla movie, because it was like, all right, we'll let you like use this and make your own alterations to the sound after you get your copy of it.
That's really cool.
Don't quote me on that, however, because it's entirely possible that I have misremembered some details of what I have just said.
Okay. Well, if that is the case, it's really cool.
The source of the sound, if memory serves, I've got right. Whether or not it was brought back out for legendary Godzilla movies is a different matter. Anyway, for a couple of minutes, multiple policemen were yelling at Happy. Finally, the sheriff came out of a car and said, "Stop in the name of the law. I know you murdered Miranda, Tuck, and Gina." Appy grabs another needle with some with green fluids from his long coat and stabs the sheriff in the eye with it. How big is this fucking apple?
Human-sized?
How did it... It's like any moment in like one of the Child Play movies. It's like, why don't you just punt the fucker?
Yeah.
While laughing like a maniac. Oh, of course he was fucking laughing. It's like shit that I did in like the first draft of like what became Armand. There's a reason that he doesn't do that shit. It's not scary.
Mm-hmm.
Just incessant giggling on its own is not scary. In response, the cops took out their sidearms and shot Happy to death.
Okay.
I
Let's just
mean,
say...
if it's an apple, you only really need one shot from really any caliber. Hell, even a person close range at 22 will just fucking murk him right there.
Mm-hmm. Gotta hit him in the
Because
right place.
the whole thing with 22 caliber bullets is that, they don't. Part of what makes them so dangerous is that they don't tend to have as much like punch through power as like larger caliber rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So once they make that initial entry, if they hit a bone, they'll just fucking bounce off of it and start tearing through on in a different direction.
Yeah, I think I remember learning about that.
That's why like a headshot with a 22 caliber bullet is less likely to be recoverable than just about any other caliber, unless it's something that just completely blows the person's head off because it literally just jellies the brain.
Yeah, I mean, it's
and if
effective.
that gets into the rib kit, like if you end up shooting someone in the chest with it and it gets into the rib cage, there's a good chance that it'll bounce off like the spine or one of the like ribs or something and do additional damage to vital organs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, close range 22 will just fucking drop you.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, far enough away that 22 wouldn't be able to do the initial puncture for your skull, but you definitely get a concussion that might kill you that way too.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, his bullet-riddled body fell to the ground. How can an apple quite possibly eat that many bullets?
Because he's happy, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just imagining just one bullet hit him and just fucking detonated him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, kids began to walk over and cry over him. Walk over him? Wait, did they just start trampling his corpse while crying? Metal.
Yeah, I mean, it's how I wanted to go.
The police left knowing they had finally dealt with Happy. No?
Our job is done here. Get in the cars and just drive off.
I mean... I guess depends on the cop. If the cop has a weird habit of like applying the Punisher logo to their stuff, then maybe.
And the episode just got outright bizarre.
I'll take the roundabout. I finally fucking finished Stardust Crusade.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now like halfway through Diamond is Unbreakable.
Mm-hmm. That's when it starts really getting good.
I mean, it's been good. But...
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not saying that Stardust Crusaders is bad, but the way my friend put it, it's like whenever he wrote Stardust Crusaders, he's like, okay, I have an idea. And then when Diamond is Unbreakable, it's like, okay, I have an idea. I'm going to apply it better now type thing. And then it just...
Which, also, wasn't there like a pretty good gap in time between the writing, too?
Yes, and I think when he started writing Diamond is Unbreakable, it wasn't a weekly thing that he had to do, so he had a little more time to think out like the episodes and stuff.
Because that was the whole thing with Stardust Crusaders, is like, beginning of that, I was like, this is more than a bit sexist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which it was actually funny when that got brought up in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3, but really, really fast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen that one. If you've seen that video.
I need to check it out.
Which also, Daddy Fat Snaps finally put out a Dio rap, and it fucking slaps.
Mm-hmm.
It is nothing but flexing. Because it's Dio.
Mm-hmm.
Dio's entire personality is just fucking flexing on people.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's been interesting to see Dio go up against the Pillarmen and see how he handled that.
Fuck, I'm just thinking of that one thing. What is it? Like Joseph is underwhelmed or something like that? Or Joseph's the second Joestar,
right? Yes,
Joseph. It's Jonathan, then Joseph.
Yeah, Jonathan, Joseph, Jotaro.
And so just like when he first meets Dio, I was like, kind of disappointed. What? What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm like ridiculously powerful. I can stop time. I can. It's just. I mean, yes, I am both terrified and aroused right now, but I don't know. I was kind of hoping that my grandson could have like truly great nemesis. I mean, you should have seen the Pillarmen whenever they appeared. Just goes like thighs, absolutely immaculate thighs, asses like two bowling balls at a vacuum sealed leather couch. This is going on in the description of his Dio's like, I'm at a fucking meltdown. Like, what the fuck?
That's another one I'll have to look up.
It's like the whole thing is it was like a comic done, and I believe River Dude Covers ended up doing a dub of it.
Okay.
It's just like, you know, that fits weirdly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I will say Dio is a more charismatic villain than the Pillarmen were, but the Pillarmen so far have had the best theme of any villain.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. Happy was suddenly revived and stood up. The kids ran away screaming. I mean, I guess if I had been trampling someone's bullet-ridden corpse and then they got up, I'd probably be a bit startled. I'd then start trampling them again.
I'd probably just be like, oh, okay, that's happening. Cool.
Happy took out another knife and started to chase Lily in a POV shot. Now I'm just mad. Like, what fucking, like, overdone filter do you do for a POV shot from an apple? Because, you know, like, anytime they have, like, in a horror movie or whatever, they have, like, the POV shot from the monster's perspective, and it always has, like, this stupid-looking filter on it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with the Predator, it made sense. Apparently, they only see an infrared, but...
Mm-hmm.
What do you do for an apple?
I'm trying to think, like, maybe make it to where it's, like, just all, like, just like a clear red glass coat over everything. Like, I don't know.
I'm also now thinking back to Primeval, and I don't know if you've ever watched that. It's on Netflix. Surprisingly, it's not region locked to England or the UK, but like one of the things they had on there was what was called the Future Predator, which was like a highly evolved bat monster.
Mm-hmm.
And so the whole thing is it used echolocation, and so like they had a habit of also kind of doing stuff like that for like POV shots from it, so just like a sonar thing. It's a shame that Primeval New World didn't take off.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't quite as good as the original series, but you know.
Well,
Primeval, but in Canada.
Sequels rarely are better than the original, but they can be. They can be.
I mean, it wasn't bad. It just, like, I would have liked to see it keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like the original Primeval series, but in Canada. Yep. Where the fuck am I? After 30 seconds, Happy grabbed her and broke her neck. The snap that resulted was enough for me to stop watching the video for a while. I resumed, and the camera cut to the rest of the kids running away from Happy Appy. Appy got in his van and drove after a little boy. As soon as I saw the boy, I recognized him as Danny from the Camp Ah intro. Given his significance there, could Danny be the one who Happy was talking about earlier? Anyway, one of the girls yelled, "Danny, no."
Okay. Oh, Danny boy.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling.
Danny picked up a lit cigarette that fell from the sheriff's mouth. He gets into the van and burns Happy's face, leaving a black burn on his left cheek. Okay,
wait, what? How did he get into the van? What?
This kid is a future action hero, just gonna call it right now.
The van was moving.
Yeah.
What?
Happy screams and Danny runs off. It cuts to Happy chasing Danny in his van. Danny opens the door again, climbs into the passenger seat, and tries to distract Happy.
How slow-moving is this van?
I don't know. Eventually, Happy crashes.
Is it because he doesn't have feet, so he can't reach the pedals?
That's probably it.
He can't step on the gas.
Happy crashes the van into a tree, and Danny gets thrown out of the van. Happy climbs out of the van and picks a sharp stick off of the ground. It cuts to Danny waking up and picking up Happy's dropped knife. After that, it faded to black.
I'm just imagining that this chase scene, like, he can't step on the gas, so it's just like that whole thing of as soon as you put, like, the car in drive without, like, of course, stepping on the gas, so it's just kind of, like, crawling forward.
Yeah, like going, like, 10 miles an hour, which, granted, is still faster than a kid, but at the same time...
Depends on the kid.
Yeah. Well, 10 miles an hour is about how fast an average human can run at full speed, I believe. But
I think it's more closer to, like, jog, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
like, not quite like full sprint, for most people anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe Danny would have been a future Olympics athlete.
Possibly.
Even faster than Usain Bolt if he hadn't have died horribly, presumably.
That's unfortunate.
I sent a message to the man who made the torrent if he had part 2. He said yes, and that it would be done on the 27th. I guess I'll just have to wait.
October 27th, 2011. I just finished watching the Happy Appy movie, and it was weird. However, I did find something that would interest you. I doubt it. I doubt that very, very much, author.
It's the Pillarman. Okay, now I'm interested. You see, Happy found this stone mask.
I have a feeling this guy could make even the Pillarmen boring. Like,
That ass is like 2 bowling balls in a vacuum-sealed leather pouch. That has to be my favorite description now.
I mean, it's not
holy shit. It isn't. Like, holy fuck, were they built. It starts with Danny running to a junkyard. He hid in a car, and it cuts to a girl in the playground, playing with a tin can.
Kick the can. One of my favorite abilities. Or abilities. One of my favorite
abilities.
My ability is kick the can.
And I thought that Kyle got some bad words for the fucking anime campaign. What word do you get? Can. You want to know what one of the words he got was? Armchair.
You know, that could be awesome if used right.
Oh my god, did you fucking hear that?
Hear what?
I think it picked up on my end. Fucking thunder.
I was about to ask if it's thunder. I've been seeing lightning like over on this window I'm looking at.
I hadn't made any noise, and I just seen mine like fucking light up as soon as that thunder happens.
Yeah. Well, I didn't hear it, but it might have picked up on the recording, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just holy shit, my brain gets fucking but yeah, like it was one of the things I was joking about is you get telepathy, but only with armchairs. Well, like, he also got the word west, which I made a similar joke. You have telepathy, but you could only move things west. Honestly, you can move things with your mind, but only west. Why did I say telepathy? It'll be telekinesis, not telepathy.
Yeah, I was
about to... Yeah, you can move things with your mind, but only west.
I mean, that's not...
Let's see how you hit me when you're moving west. Just someone goes to throw a bunch of flies to the side.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, but...
It wouldn't be terrible, but it would be very situational. You'd have to hope that you weren't west.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up with Desire.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
My character is going to be a fucking nightmare.
I'm gonna... the character I made, I don't know if Zane showed y'all, but I kind of want to keep her epithet a secret.
Alright.
Just because I was reading a little bit about it, it's like, hey, it's considered rude to ask about people's epithets, and it could be a fun out of game thing to see if you could guess the character's epithets.
I mean, we basically all did this together. We were all in the call together when we did this, so it was like, yeah, we all know.
Yeah, I got a heavy-hearted.
So you're who got that. Because he did mention that. He was like, okay, let's try and keep the emotion ones to a minimum from now on because we have courageous, heavy-hearted, and now desire.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
It's just like, fucking hell. Like, some of these are just can be fucking broken.
Mm-hmm, they can be.
But controlling people's desires is very much broken.
Mine is weaponized depression.
Yes! Oh god, I kind of think it would be hilarious if our characters started up teamed up.
That would be interesting.
One person made people want things, the other person made people depressed.
I want this thing, but I can't have it, so I'm depressed.
Again, the whole desire thing is oh, you want that thing, gets them to steal it, and then causes them to no longer desire it and takes it from them.
Yeah, that could be useful.
I have very much decided this would not be a heavy lifting character.
Oh yeah, no.
This would be a makes other people do things for them character.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that one. So
anyway.
Yeah.
October 20... Oh, right. You already said that. Will interest you.
With Danny running to a junkyard. Is your line.
You see, Happy found a stone mask. It's... I reject my humanity, Miranda.
But you're an apple.
Did I fucking stutter?
Hey.
Kono Appy da. Roda. Oh, fuck. It starts with Danny running to a junkyard. He hit in a car, and it cuts to a girl in the playground playing with a tin can. Right, I did say that part.
Mm-hmm.
Or you did. Someone did. I
You
said,
did.
ha ha, poor.
You did. Both of them.
Happy Appy slowly crept up to her. The girl screams, and he stabbed the girl with the stick.
Okay.
Was it like a Punjab, or was it just a stick?
I think it was just... I have no idea. He just said pointy stick.
Particularly sharp stick.
Yeah, I don't know.
He runs off to get into his van. After driving for a while, he reaches the junkyard.
Not the graveyard. It's...
That might actually be interesting.
Happy gets out of his car and looks around, yelling for Danny. Danny jumps into the car. Happy swears, and Danny runs him over. Okay.
Danny boy!
It is definitely a future action hero. He jumps out of the car, and the van pushes Happy into a car crusher, and it crushes Happy in the van. Okay.
I guess he got stuck to the grill.
Horrifying crushed car cube comes out with Happy's skin, blood, and organs all over the fragments of the van. A woman comes out of the cockpit, and Danny says, "Thank you, Jew." She says, "Thank you for telling me and Dad about Happy's rage."
What?
Take this anymore. I wanted the movie to end now. I want this story to end.
This is starting to feel like something I'd force you to watch.
Oop, dogs. Hold on.
Fucking hell. But You know, there's a reason why I described this as a fucking fever dream in the description, because, yeah, I feel like just everything is completely fucking off when trying to read this shit. It don't make no fucking sense.
Yeah, well,
No fucking sense at all.
It's not the greatest, no. But this dog, I swear.
45 minutes have passed. Or 48 minutes have passed. I got a spinner rack.
What are you gonna name it?
I don't know. I don't know if you can name it with this.
You probably can't, but like, if I ever get like a female spinner rack, I name it Charlotte, like Charlotte's Web.
Yeah.
If I get a male, like, come up with something off the top of my head.
My favorite spider Pokemon is still, like, bar none, like Galvantula, because it's the only spider Pokemon that has the legs in the right place.
Galvantula is pretty cool.
Llytic is also very, spider's legs are supposed to be on the head, and for some reason they're always, like, both Ariados and Aquarachnid? Aquarid? Arquinid. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Arquinid's fucking legs are also the same way. Like, one pair is on the head, one pair is on the body. It's like, no, spiders don't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I like Galvantula. Galvantula also has pedipalps, which are also a thing that spiders are supposed to have.
And it's an electric bug type, which is a really cool...
It's also an electric spider, yes. But yeah, so it's anatomically proper for a spider, bar the number of legs, but you know what? You know, graphical limitations as well as all that shit. You can't exactly do that effectively in a sprite.
Mm-hmm.
It does remind me of a spider dragon Pokemon I tried to come up with at some point, but we're not going to get into that. Bug dragon type. Fucking hell.
Bug dragon type. Yay. That'd be an interesting typing.
Yeah, I might try to revisit that and try and get that design to actually work properly. But yeah. Anyway, another Happy peeks out behind an old car and boastfully says, "Did you really think I was gonna die like that? Like that to a kid? Well, if you thought so, you're wrong." Credits start. Because of video error, I could only make out these names in the credit. Director, Tristan Yap. Producers, Keith Blue and Joanne Broop. Appy, Tristan Ye. Danny, Ray Bolia. Ray Ebola. Tom?
Ray Bala.
Ray Bolia.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot that it was my line. I was just like, okay, this is... After all of this time, I have found the identity of the director of Happy and/or Forensic. I'll need to research more about him.
Yeah, we have Tristan Yap and Tristan Ye.
Mm-hmm. They're the same person, just one has a poor fake name.
They're the same picture. October 31st, 2011. Have a safe and happy Halloween, everyone. Knowing Forensic, I know I probably won't.
Is he still bothering you?
Can't get on our level. We have to deal with the fucking librarian, you bitch.
Shh, if you say her name, you'll summon her.
That's what she's doing over there in the corner of my room.
Damn it, Llytic.
I just kind of got used to that.
Okay.
Today I got a package in the mail. Taped to it was an envelope with a letter inside. The letter read like this.
To Mr. Yakovlev. During a recent investigation of Kevin Christensen's house, I found a damaged journal that seems to be related to the show your blog is talking about. I hope it will help you find out more information about Happy. Sincerely, Officer Robert Newport.
¿Por qué? Also, I'll be honest, I honestly just kind of thought she was over there because of that time I bled in her domain.
That's also a possibility.
Didn't realize that I could cough up that much blood in one sitting.
Yeah, that was impressive. That was really impressive, not gonna lie.
Yeah. I opened the package, and inside was a 70-page notebook. However, most of the pages had been torn out. Here are the entries in chronological order. which will alternate on the entries.
Okay. February 9th, 1999. I finally got a job at Nickelodeon yesterday. So far, I have been put on a possible Nickelodeon project that is still in pre-production as I write this entry. I will write more soon.
Do most people tend to tell their diaries, I will write more soon?
I don't know. I don't keep a diary, and I don't read people's diaries because I'm not a fucking degenerate, so I'm not sure. People in the comments, leave a comment if you
Already
write a
of
diary.
you, fucking nosy nosersons. Any
Or
terrible parents out there?
or if you write a diary.
Or if you write a diary. Terrible parents and people who write diaries. February 25th, 1999. I've been put out of the project to work on Rugrats. The plot of the planned show, which was called Attack of the Killer Apples, was a rip-off of the movie Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. The problem was that almost no one liked the idea, including me.
March 1st, 1999. Guess what? I've heard that the Apple Show is going to see the light of day. The man who's going to help produce for the show, Keith Blue, did some claymation commercials for Noggin. Since they're some of the most popular commercials on Noggin, the creator asked that he should work on the show.
March 11th, 1999. I overheard a rumor that they're filming at the old stage where Double Dare was being filmed.
March 23rd, 1999. I want to leave this project now. You see, today I was eating lunch when I saw some sick fucker dragging in Happy's voice actor Treston, who was in his late teens and had a pretty deep voice. We started filming tests like Happy in his van and practicing lines. The guy who dragged Treston in shouted action. A weird country song started playing on the radio in the van. I shouted to the guy who shouted action and dragged Treston. What the fuck did you do to Treston? He just jumped over a coffee table and rest of the page, and every page except for the last one is torn off.
What the fuck does that? Okay. January 2nd, 2011 is this year, or stories year.
Mm-hmm.
Today I remember two things about Happy Appy today.
Just
Would anyone really be upset if I just fucking sicked the librarian on anyone who did that in their fucking writing?
I don't think so, but at the same time, I don't think you should do that to anyone because I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. But
because is that a thing that has irked me throughout just how many fucking stories have we dealt with people doing that fucking
repetition? No idea.
Repetition's not even quite the right word for it. I'm redundant.
Yes.
Like redundant text.
Yeah, that's just...
That is...
Yeah.
The show's original air dates and some facts. The air dates were Nick Jr. / Noggin, April 26, 1999 through June 3rd, 1999. Pre-TV, UK channel, May 16th, 1999 to March 31st, 2000. Brazil, I don't know where in Brazil, November 30th, 1999 to February 1st, 2000. The facts are, 1. Happy Appy had a scrapped DVD release. 1. The director was tall and mid-weight. 1. He went by the name Fred. Oh, fuck.
Oh, no. Not Fred.
No.
So it turns out that Tristan Yap isn't the director. I'm still wondering about who the director is, though.
No. So I didn't need to be reminded that Fred exists.
Who?
Oh, you sweet summer child.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Old school Fred. YouTube.
Yeah.
who then ended up getting a partnership with Nickelodeon and had the Fred movie, in which it's revealed that his dad is John Cena.
Uh-huh. Movie was interesting.
My ears bleed at the thought.
It's I'm just gonna leave it at that because I'm trying to be polite.
November 1st, 2011. I finally did it. I killed Forensic, and I found a shocking discovery. Well, I think I have.
Awesome. You see, I was driving home at midnight when I saw Forensic running away from Jim's house. Knowing that he might have grazed, injured, or even killed Jim, I parked my car on the sidewalk and ran into Jim's house with my knife. I looked all around the house. I looked all around the house except for the basement, but I couldn't find Jim or Forensic. During this, I took a Winchester shotgun from his living room just so that I could better arm myself. After checking all around his house, I went into his basement.
He's left this location. I shall arm myself and go in.
Yeah, that's real smart, guy.
I'm now going to take this shotgun I found in here and go further into this place that I know he is not.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh boy. That is a recipe for fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say this isn't gonna get you arrested at all.
Or get someone killed that you don't want killed.
Mm-hmm.
I saw what looked like Jim's bleeding body sitting on the floor of the basement. I ran to him, thinking that he was dead. However, he wasn't, and said, "Oh, Jesus, Jerrison, don't scare me like that." I said, "Sorry, Jim, did you know that Jim interrupted me with, "Yeah, I know what's going on. Forensic, or whoever the hell he is, broke into my house. That's why I stained my best clothes with ketchup."
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We're not coming back to this story. Y'all have a good evening.
I have a desire to die. I heard Forensic open the door and I loaded the Winchester. Sam or Dean?
It's a good question. You'd probably have to load. Dean because he doesn't have the special powers that Sam does.
He's also much smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, you could more use as a bludgeoning weapon.
Yes, just blunt force trauma.
Beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker. After telling Jim that I'd be back soon, I ran up the stairs and cornered Forensic and shot him in the chest. Turns out it was actually just a trick-or-treater. Oh
no. For a second, I thought that I had finally killed him. However, someone looking just like him jumped behind me and tried to stab me in the back of my head with oh god, it was a trick-or-treater. They shot him in the chest.
It was just little Timmy breaking into the house to see if there was any candy.
I shot him in the chest like the other Forensic. I thought I had killed them both, but the second Forensic tried to make a run for it. However, his injuries made him collapse before he could run out of the house. Sorry. I went into the cellar.
Shotgun blast to the chest will do that to ya.
I went into the cellar and called the police before I noticed that the first Forensic was missing. When I went back to the cellar to see Jim again, I found a USB drive lying on a bookshelf, and I took it.
You're just a fucking klepto.
Mm-hmm.
When I told Jim about the USB drive and where it came from, he said, "That's odd. I don't remember owning a USB drive like that. I seriously wonder what's in it." After a long wait, the police arrived. Thankfully, Newport believed me when I told him what happened. "You're saying you shot a man in costume just after midnight on Halloween." Wait.
Well, when you say it like that...
And then another one appeared and you also shot him.
You see, you're painting me to look like the bad guy here, Jim. Or like, Officer.
Newport.
Yeah, Officer Newport. Yeah. I was thinking, what was his first name?
I don't remember. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, I don't either. I was trying to see like if he'd be more like trying to be on friendly terms by calling him by his first name. Just I don't know.
I'm going to say this. I'm just going to say this, but I'm honestly starting to feel like he believes me. I got home and put the USB drive in my computer. Had only one file called instructions, which was just a minute-long video of one of the forensics saying, "In your pillow will be," over and over. "In your pillow will be what?" I opened my pillow. And inside I found a random switchblade, my wallet, which was missing a $20 bill I had put there, and a DVD saying Happy Appy Complete Series with a label saying Season 1 was on it, as well as Season 2.
At first, all I could say was, "What the hell is this?" I could understand Season 1
I think he
clear.
would have noticed... Sorry. I'm sorry. I think he would have noticed that regardless of the message when he tried to go to sleep.
Yeah, possibly.
Wow, my pillow feels really fucking lumpy.
I could understand Season 1 clear as day, but who made Season 2? Could someone have made more episodes that toned down the violence? Or did someone make even darker episodes? Better yet, who made these? Jim? Kevin? Or maybe it's Forensic. It has to be Forensic. But now I don't even know. I'm only watching episodes just because they're happy.
You see, my preferred Jim is Jim Pickens from Call Me Kevin's series on The Sims. Psychopathic, murderous old man. Has a habit of bringing people to his house and trapping them in the basement.
Oh, lovely.
Yep. Call Me Kevin. What happens when you have a deranged Irishman running a YouTube channel?
Seems like a fun channel.
Oh yeah, it is pretty entertaining. I made a reference to one of his things previously when he was doing Red Dead Redemption Online, and he just started like harassing these people, like basically like, "Say hi to me back or I'll just keep shooting you."
Oh jeez.
And so he would just keep chasing them down, just, "Howdy partner," and just fucking shoot them. And like at one point he just goes, "You can run to the ends of the earth and I'll chase you to the ends of the earth. I'm not a good shot, but I'm damn annoying." But I'm fucking annoying. And just like funny. You could hear them over their mics, just, "I don't think he's gonna leave us alone." "Howdy partner, brag."
Hey.
Also did surprisingly, because he's done one video of him singing Country Roads, and another, I believe, of him singing, Johnny Cash's, like, Burning Pit.
Ring of Fire?
Ring of Fire, that's the one. Surprisingly good singing voice. Like, it's like, wow, you'd think that this would be a shit post, but now he actually put some effort into it.
Mm-hmm. It's like this one Italian YouTuber I watched, called, the Prold. He does a lot of Dark Souls stuff, but he did a video about Fallout 76, and one of the things he did was he did a cover of Take Me Home Country Roads, and then because it was so it was like a 10-second clip of the video, but people requested it, so he made a full version of it.
I also found out something. Oh, sorry. Were you going to say something else?
It was really good. That's all I was going to say.
I also found out something that kind of surprised me just because it wasn't what I was expecting. Apparently he's dating Anna Rudolph, who is like a semi-professional chess player. Like, this very skilled, like, I believe, Bulgarian chess player. And it's just like, you have her, and then you have fucking Kevin, who is just, like, off the walls, like, bonkers. And, like, absolutely, like, completely and fucking, like, ridiculous anytime he does anything. It's like, fair enough.
Well, opposites attract, so they say.
Yeah. Because he was also one of the people that recently, like, there's been a couple videos among Irish YouTubers of, like, the lads do this, and it's been, like, Terrorizer, Dottie Denogla, Jacksepticeye, Call Me Kevin, and RT Game. Like, getting together and doing stuff. Like, them all playing Terraria.
Interesting.
Which at one point resulted in Kevin trying to trap everyone in a pit.
Oh, lovely.
Because it's Kevin.
Yeah.
As well as just, like, one thing of them all playing Mario Kart and Kevin failing to win, like, a single game until everyone actually had to, like, put their, like, pool their, like, energy, like, well, energy's not the right word, like, effort. Everyone had to put forth effort in order to, make sure he was able to get first place.
Okay,
it also resulted in, what?
Okay, but if you let him win, that's not actually winning. Therefore, it is...
Weirdly enough, it took a lot. Somehow, he just had this bizarre talent for doing poorly in Mario Kart. And it doesn't even seem like he was trying to fuck up. It was just, poor timing with everything.
Yeah, well...
It also resulted in, the creation of one of, his more popular characters, that being Turg. A me who's just absolutely, fubber-knocked appearance-wise. His nose is between his eyes.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Anyway.
Well, an agent of chaos will eventually fall victim to it, just as much as anyone.
Let's see.
Second post, I believe, is where you
second post. Today I talked with Jim about the DVD. His response was, "Well, that's odd. I mean, who in their right mind would make 2 more seasons of that show?" He added that he wanted to see the new season as well, so tomorrow we're going to go through and see the missing episodes of Season 1 as well as Season 2. Also, another interview was uploaded by the same man. This time, the interview was with Tristan Ye.
Interviewer, Tristan Ye?
That's me.
How old were you when Fright House Screamers was around?
15.
What happened when you did Happy's voice on the first day?
When I recorded my lines on the first 2 minisodes called Happy's Vacation and Hurt Happy, I noticed some odd things with the script of those episodes. In Hurt Happy, he ate an apple, which was weird considering he was, an apple.
What was the worst thing that happened to you when you were on the show? Are you okay there?
No!
Okay, I didn't think so, but...
What? What does this have to do with anything?
I don't know.
I don't like to discuss with people about it, but here goes. I was once dragged into the studios by a tall man holding a rope, which was tied around my feet. After an argument, we filmed the episodes.
That's just horrifying, to say the least. Do you know who dragged you in?
I actually don't remember. The only thing I know about the man was that he was taller than most of us.
Oh god, it's forensic.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. Want to do one more? Or do we want to end it here? Or because
one more. We'll do November 2nd.
Okay. All right.
November 2nd. This will be the first of 3 posts detailing Jim and I watching the contents of the DVD. Even though we are watching the disc, I still can't get over the fact that there's another season of Happy Appy. I really can't. As soon as the DVD loaded, we saw that it had a freeware DVD burner menu. Obviously, forensic, whoever made the disc, did it as cheap as possible. I went to the episode menu and looked through the episode for Season 1, in case that there was any that I missed. The 2 distorted episodes of Season 1 were actually watchable, and were named. You want to just back and forth on this one?
Happy at the Fruit Olympics / Nate needs help. Yes, let's
Happy in Space / Mean Miranda, not Meet Miranda.
I pressed next and found the entire episode list for Season 2.
Happy meets the Roo Bear / Camp
Happy and the Oranges / Happy's Van Breaks.
Lighter / Happy and Blackberry.
Napoleon, the Big Help / Nuxic?
Rose of Blood and Bones / Can of Kill.
Okay. Jar of Hate / Happy's Rising.
Happy kills Betty / Miranda lives.
Miranda dies. There's no second episode for some reason.
Napoleon, a bigger help / meaner.
Happy Appy's Christmas / Happy's House.
Napoleon, the biggest help / Danny's love.
Happy Fest / Happy Rots Hell. Okay.
Epilogue.
Judging from the names, we could only guess that Forensic made these. But who is he? Who the fuck cares?
I played Happy at the Fruit Olympics since that was one of 2 episodes of season 1 that I didn't watch. It began with Happy saying, Hey kids, the Fruit Olympics began today," and watches TV. It zooms to the television set, and it shows a recreation of the Olympic torch relay, but with fruit. After the banana holder and apple lights the Olympic flame, the games begin. It's a cheesy compilation. What?
The torch holder. You said banana holder. Look, dude, I know this is wearing away at our sanity, but hold it together a little bit, please. I don't want to be left here alone.
What the fuck? Oh, wait. What? Oh, I don't feel too good, Mr. Stark. It's a cheesy compilation of sports played in the Olympics, but with fruit. It reminded me of the circus episodes Act 1 scene, but visually a lot better. Happy turns to the camera and says, "Hey kids, the 2000 Olympics began in a year. You should go see it." And the episode ends. When it ended, Jim told me that he actually remembered helping film the episode and even did a few of the puppets with Kevin Christensen and Tristan Drews.
Happy in Space was next, and it was horrific. Starts out with Happy sneaking on the space shuttle and turns to the camera and says, "Hey kids, your old pal Happy is going into space today." And waits. The shuttle docks at a look-alike of the International Space Station. After all the astronauts leave, Happy sneaks out of the shuttle and starts floating. He says, "Did you know that in outer space there's no gravity, meaning you float in midair?" He puts on a spacesuit and goes out of the ISS. An astronaut is working on a broken part of the station.
On a broken part, the station.
Yes, I was.
Appy says, "In space, no one can hear you talk, or scream for that matter," and stabs the astronauts. I mean, there's still the in-suit comms, so, you know. We see him float off into space for around a minute. After this, Happy goes back in and finds out the shuttle is about to leave. Happy jumps in the space shuttle. The space shuttle begins to enter the atmosphere. Happy turns to the camera and says, "Hey kids, watch this magic trick," and sets a man on fire.
Okay. Wow, the Burning Man concert's really something this year.
You know, this isn't what I expected whenever I watched the Nicolas Cage Wicker Man.
Hey.
I know Nick Cage movies go off the deep end, but I wasn't expecting it to go into space the last act.
Hey.
Also, this is shit that, like, could work properly if you had a villain with the right energy. Like, hey, you want to see a magic trick? Set someone on fire.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that from an apple.
Yeah,
like, you'd have to specifically describe the person as manic. And then you'd likely have something. That's not a fucking magic trick!
Mm-hmm.
Which is exactly. The shuttle starts to catch on fire, which is exactly like the scene in Happy's trick. We see Happy give a death smile to the shuttle as the shuttle is engulfed in flames. Happy jumps out before he gets burned and lands in snow. Happy says, "Hey kids, one day you will see something like this on TV." Are you trying to tell me that Happy was behind the failed Apollo mission?
No, I think he was just he's just a harbinger, but I think that's the angle they're going from. I don't know.
Behind him, the shuttle was breaking up into pieces. The credits rolled.
I played Happy Meets the Roo Bears /Camp Ah. It starts with the intro, which is now an acoustic version of the intro. It begins with Happy walking in the playground with his injuries. He sees the green Roo Bear running around, and Happy says, "Hey, Mr. Teddy." And the Roo Bear doesn't respond. Happy says, "Mr. Teddy, let's go find some kids to heal." And the Roo Bear nods his head. They hear crying coming from the swings. Happy and the Roo Bear walk over to a kid who hit his head on part of the swings that you sit on. Happy gets out some bandages and heals the kid. They hear a car ram into another. Happy turns around and sees a long limousine crashing into a van, which wasn't Happy's. A man exits the car, and it turns out to be Aphex Twin himself.
I believe last time we had to deal with this shit, I did actually look up what the fuck the Roo Bears are.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a thing associated with Aphex Twin.
Mm-hmm.
Meh. He starts doing the dance with his with the umbrella, but it was just stock footage from the window liquor hastily put together. Happy and the Roo Bear walk up to him, and Happy says, "Hey, who are ya?" And Aphex says, "My name is Richard." And Happy says, "Let's go find some children to heal." And Aphex says, "Sure." The rest of the episode is just them healing children who injured themselves on various parts of the playground. When we first saw this episode, it was so tame for a Halloween special that I thought it was a Season 1 episode mislabeled as a Season 2. So also I told Jim, why was the episode Happy and the Roo Bears if only the green one is present? He said that they would have been all three, but they didn't have enough money to get the others.
Okay. We saw Camp Ah. It starts with the intro, which was that CSI-like intro featuring the main characters, Happy, Napoleon, who can be forensic, and Danny from the TV movie. Why was the acoustic version used once? It starts with Happy driving his van saying, "Who's ready for a camping trip?" with two girls in the passenger seat cheering. After driving for a while, Happy parks in the camp, sets the washcloth, and sits on it next to the girls. After staring at the sky for a few seconds, the beach jock Apple appears. Happy says, "Move it, ladies." And it's much clearer this time. Suddenly, some sort of quality shift happens. Happy's voice was different. The girls looked different, and so did the bully.
So it was as if another person picked up where Nick left off and did a horrible job at it. Anyway, the beach jock Apple says, don't go on the beach." And Happy says, "Why?" And the beach jock says, "Because I said so," and pushes Happy out of the way. Happy decides to go up the trail to the beach. What he finds are a bunch of children playing on the beach, and one is poking at something out of view with a stick. It turns to the object, which is Miranda's body. Happy screams, "Stop doing that!" and brings out a knife. The next shot shows the girls still sitting on the washcloth when they hear the children screaming. One of the girls says, "What happened?" And the other one says, "Let's go find out."
The two girls go to the beach, but what they find are a bunch of children's bodies in one horrifying pile. On the top of the pile was a blood-stained Happy with a knife. Turns around with a death smile and says, "Hey girls, I have a present for you. Come over here." And they both
It's just like my last anniversary.
walk over, and it cuts to the same place with the washcloth, now with both girls screaming. The episode ends with Happy dragging some children back into his van and driving off with this narration.
And that, my friends, is how Camp Ah got its name. From Happy himself.
Interestingly, there was whispering during the credits of the episode. They were very brief.
December 14th.
Lovely. We had no
You're
idea.
welcome.
We had no idea what that date meant. Was it supposed to be related to a season of the show?
Yes, the 14th season.
You had to pick a long one to finish on, didn't you?
I didn't realize it was going to be this long.
Hey.
Ooh. Insert sex joke there. I think that pile of bodies might have been kind of instrumental in my last breakup. I mean, I'll take a lot of stuff for a present, but a pile of bodies as an anniversary gift really doesn't do it for me.
You need help.
Well, yeah, I was dating the person.
Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. You need to go to a psychologist and talk that over with them.
I'm not the one who made the pile of bodies.
No, but the psychological damage from being in contact with someone like that, you need to heal from that.
Played the episode Happy and the Orange. It starts with the same old intro of Happy Happy dancing, and it cuts to Happy killing the beach jock Apple. If I cared, I'd say that escalated quickly.
Mm-hmm.
This episode must have taken place after Camp Ah. We see Happy Happy walking around the playground with children at play. Happy sees something to the right. He sees two puppets that were oranges sitting on the beach. Happy walks to the bench and says, "Hey, who are you?" And the oranges said, "We're the oranges." And Happy says, "Well, I'm Happy Happy." And both the oranges screamed and ran off. Happy shouts every goddamn time and goes into his van.
Okay. Regardless of the quality of the rest of this, that was kind of funny, not gonna lie.
Well, yeah, that and Miranda getting run over.
He goes to the orange's house in the middle of the night. The first orange is watching TV while the second orange is reading a book. Second orange says, "Hey, Oscar." He replies with, "What, Octavius?" And Octavius Orange asks, "Did you know that no words rhyme with orange?" Oscar Orange says, "Oh, really?"
No words does not rhyme with orange, you idiot.
Oscar Orange says, "Oh, really?" Octavius Orange finishes with, "Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go to bed. Running from Happy sure tired me out." And Oscar Orange nods and continues to watch TV. Okay.
Happy jumps into the roof of their house.
Dynamic entry.
Into the roof. I have questions. With an orange peeler in his right hand, he whispers, "Hey, kids, let's go skid some oranges." And Happy climbs down the ladder to where Octavius Orange is, and peels his skin. After that, he puts Octavius Orange in a vise and starts turning the crank, making Octavius get squozed. After that, Oscar Orange knocks on the door, and Happy jumps into the ceiling.
Oh, he's a ghost. Got it.
When Oscar Orange opens the door and turns on the light, he sees Octavius Orange's body and screams. Happy comes down from the ceiling and peels and vises him the same way as Oscar Orange. Wait. And the episode ends. I thought he was doing that. Wait.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Octavius. That's a typo.
Wait. Okay.
Lighter's premise was about Happy finding a Zippo lighter lying around the playground. It starts with a regular old intro, but with
memories.
the acoustic version. Why the acoustic version this time? It cuts to Happy walking on the playground. I have a question. If Happy kills a lot of children, why don't the children notice him instantly, or the parents? Happy stops and picks up
Bad writing.
Yeah, he says, "Hey kids, look what Happy found." It cuts to Happy turning on the lighter. He says, "Today we're going to learn about fire." We know what was most likely going to happen. Happy burns down houses and sets children on fire.
Hey, that's one way to burn calories.
Light a man a fire, you keep him warm for a day. Light a man on fire, you keep him warm for the rest of his life.
For the rest of his life. Just reminds me, there was one of like Cyanide Happiness doing the whole like teach a man, like give a man a fish thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen that one.
I don't think I have.
I'm gonna try and find it while reading my paragraph. Happy walks over to a living worm. He exclaims, "Fire can badly hurt people and in some cases kill them. Like this worm. This worm can also hurt or possibly kill people." He then sets the worm on fire, and you can see its body turn to ashes. Appy said, "Magnifying glasses can also set small insects on fire," before walking over to a kid. The kid didn't recognize him, and Happy turned on the lighter and set the kid on fire. The kid tried to stop, drop, and roll, but it was too late. Was this kid doused in kerosene?
Probably.
People don't... Okay. Fucking hell. I'm totally not stalling so that I can type. Appy said, "Let's go find a house to burn." And Happy walks over to a house on the boardwalk and burns it down. The fire spreads and the entire boardwalk catches fire. Well, that was fast.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the episode after that was Happy watching the place burn to the ground. At the end, he said in his cheerful voice, "That was fun. You know, you should just you should do just that to make me proud." Jim said in a smug voice, "Sure, let's follow an Apple's word and burn shit down."
I played Happy in the Blackberry, which was 2 minutes short of a normal episode of Happy Appy. It starts out with a giant angry Blackberry puppet saying, "Hey, my name's Derry Berry, and I hate Happy Appy." Derry runs towards Happy, who is putting medical tapes and cotton on a kid's bloody gash near his wrist. Happy turns around holding scissors, and Derry accidentally runs into them. Happy says, "Remember, kids, always look where you're going, or you will get a boo." Derry pulls himself off the scissors and tries to eat Happy. Happy pushes him off and stabs Derry in the eye with a scalpel. Derry screams, and Happy pulls the scalpel out, ripping Derry's eyeball out in the process. Happy grabs a rusty saw and slowly hacks him in two. The rest of the episode shows Derry's body after Happy cuts it in half.
I'm more just disappointed that there wasn't a "don't run with scissors" joke.
Mm-hmm.
Just, he runs into the scissors. "Remember, kids!" But yeah, that was the one I was thinking.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. I like it.
Teach a man to fish and say, "This is fun, but I have a girlfriend." I played Napoleon the Big Help. It began with Happy trying to kill June. Just to clarify, June is Danny's mother. He is struggling to kill her with the same saw he used to kill Derry Berry with, while June is trying to stab him in the face with a knife. Happy says, Master, please come help me." And Forensic, in all his glory, walks in slowly and says, "Yes, Happy." Happy says, "This woman is trying to kill me." Forensic says, "Let me help." And Forensic stabs June in the back, weakening her.
The rest of the episode was basically a snuff film recorded on a low-quality home camera. What Forensic did on camera to June was absolutely horrifying, so I'll be quick on what Forensic did to her. First, he cuts off her arms with a scimitar knife slowly and painfully. After that, he proceeds to cut off her legs with the same cleaver and starts skinning her. After minutes of skinning, she dies. Forensic cheerfully says, "Oh no." He opens her guts out and starts eating them. After 20 hard-to-watch minutes, he finally stops. Thank God. After that horrifying scene, Danny from the TV movie comes in crying and sets Happy on fire. Okay.
I'm sorry, that last part. Just crying, sets him on fire. Forensic threatens to kill Danny. He runs off screen, and Forensic walks out with the scimitar knife. Finally, the Happy Appy model melts, ending the episode. Jim's reaction was, and I quote, "What the hell was that?" I had the same reaction, but in a quieter voice. We had a lot of questions about this episode. Why was Forensic in it? Did Forensic make the episode, or did one of his friends? For that matter, did Forensic really make the episode? I don't know, and we don't really want to know.
We're on the same page there. I played Nuxic, which was actually called Happy Goes Bonkers. It starts out with a girl forming Happy into his normal shape, but drops a garrote wire next to Happy. Happy grabs the wire, and off-screen cuts her throat open with it.
That's not how a garrote wire works.
No, it's not. After that, he says, "Hey kids, I'm going to kill Danny." The rest of the episode is Happy Appy going around using disguises to try to kill Danny. They include the spacesuit from Happy in Space, the costume in Happy Appy Goes to the Circus, and Octavius Orange and Derry Berry's skin. Okay.
I mean, that's typically what I do. Skin does tend to make a decent disguise.
Somehow.
Mostly because people are too busy screaming to recognize you.
Danny finds out that Happy is trying to kill him. After the fifth attempt, Happy, like the title says, goes bonkers. He rants to the camera at how he never has his way. After 5 minutes of ranting, he stares at the camera motionlessly, and the episode ends.
I said to Jim that we would watch the next third tomorrow, and so I left. Thing is, as I left, I swear I saw Forensic walking up the street. But it was so dark that it could have been anyone else.
Hey, this is
That's where we're gonna end that shit because I wish to commit multiple counts of manslaughter.
Yeah, no, we're both on the same page on that.
I mean, probably be free tomorrow, so.
We'll see. Okay.
What are you doing today? Oh, manslaughter. Anyway.
Vehicular manslaughter.
That's where we're leaving this off. My brain is fucking gelatin. Special. Yeah, I was going to get to that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure. I'm sorry.
Special thank you to Summer Moon Soldier, not Summer Wood Soldier. Fucking hell. Summer Moon Soldier. And Destiny Barrett for supporting us on Patreon. If you like what we do and would like to support us, consider going down to the link in the description and really giving us any amount of money on Patreon. I mean, you don't have to. It's entirely up to you. And I guess for just channel interaction, typical like, comment, subscribe, that sort of shit.
Anyway, hope y'all have a good day, or evening, or afternoon, or whatever time it is where you are.
Bye-bye.